What's up, guys? So it's the 10th day of Christmas. Counting down to Christmas. Charlie. Come say hi, Charlie. Sup? So let's get right onto the topics. Thank you so much for you guys' topics. If you want me to talk about a topic, it's easier for me to just go through Charlie! God, so rude. I taught you better than that. Ow, there's something in my eye. I'm gonna cry. How come when you do something to your eye and you're trying to open it, you open your mouth too, like... Shut up. On Facebook, it was easier because I could just mention the first person, the name of the first person of the name of the person. The first name of the person. Why was that so complicated? I'm not high, I swear. I do not do drugs. I do not drink. None of that. I'm just... People sometimes are like, MD, oh my god, you look high. I'm naturally this weird. Like, this is me. I get hyper. I get goofy. I'm just always like this. I don't need no freaking drugs to get me weird. I don't know if that's a good thing. Hell no, what is that? There's something living on my iPad screen. How did you and Scottish Ware first meet? I think it was before I hit 100 subscribers. We've been friends for, what, 3 years now? He contacted me. I had done this Mass Effect video, and he contacted me through PM, and he was just like, you know what, I saw your video, and we seem to have very similar videos. I did a video on, I think it was his Tally video, a video that he had done on Tally or the Quarians. I remember it had to do with the Quarians. I had said something in my video that was very similar to what he had said, and where it was like, oh, we have the same ideas when it comes to the Quarians and Mass Effect 3 and all this stuff. So I went to check out his stuff, and I was like, hey, this is he does sound like he has a lot of very similar views. From there, we just started talking. We clicked immediately because we have a lot of things in common. We have this running joke that he's my Scottish clone. I mean, I'm the real one, he's the clone. When you play Dragon Age, is your character male or female? And in Dragon Age 2, if female, who do you romance? I usually always play a male, but in Dragon Age Origins, for some reason, I started playing a male and it just didn't feel right. And I made a female, and that was my warden. Like, she just felt right. Like, I was like, she's awesome. I loved her, which is weird. I don't know why. I hardly ever make female characters, but with my warden, it just felt like I had to do that. In Dragon Age 2, I chose a male Hawk, which was so much better because I absolutely cannot stand female Hawk's voice. I'm sorry, but I just can't. I will never make a female Hawk because of that. She's so sassy and ugh. Have you ever had a female friend who shared your passion for video games? I don't think so. There was one friend that I had in high school that liked a lot of things that I liked, but it was more like anime. Yeah, it's usually been guys. A lot of my best friends have been guys. I mean, now on YouTube, yeah, which is awesome. I love meeting different new people with my same interests, like Ability Drain, Lady Insanity, and I mean, you guys, my subscribers. I just love YouTube, and I love everybody that I've met. So that's been cool. Have you ever read any of the Dune stuff? I did read a little bit of the first book. I never finished it though. I would love to go back and read through it though, because it does sound very interesting and I think I would like it. Whoops. Garrus Vicarian asked me a question. He says, MD, I have a question. What is your opinion on VR headsets like the Oculus Rift? And how would you like that technology to be used in story-driven games like Dragon Age or Bioshock, for example? Don't worry, you can hang out with me anytime. Why, thank you, Mr. Vicarian. I would love to hang out with you, and yeah, we could do some calibrating. The Oculus Rift is really, it's not my type of thing. It's impressive technology, but I really wouldn't want it to be like an implementation for games, like video games, like something that it's gonna be part of gaming in the future. I have issues when it comes to like 3D, virtual reality, that kind of stuff, where it comes to me seeing like these things around me that aren't really there, but it's like, whoa, it kind of, it messes with my orientation, it messes with my balance, it's like disorients me and I get motion sickness. I have it really bad. So I know the Oculus Rift would probably not be a very good idea for me, but it is very impressive technology, but I really hope it's not implemented in gaming for the future. I hope it's always going to be like an option. I think it would be good for like simulation games, driving games, or flying games. I don't know, for Dragon Age? That would be weird. If there was going to be a new Sherlock Holmes game, which game developer would you want to make the game, and why? I mean, Telltale's going on a crazy binge right now, but if they weren't making so many games, I would love to see Telltale make a Sherlock Holmes game, because I feel like it would fit right into their style. Looking at like the style of like Wolf Among Us, I would love to see something like that, like a Sherlock Holmes, like almost comic booky style. So I think they would do a good job. What character or characters would you say you have most in common with in the Dragon Age series? I thought about this the other day, actually. I was like, man, I wonder, I don't know, I think about weird random things every now and then. If we're talking about Dragon Age Origins, I definitely have a lot of Alistair. That whole like naive, happy-go-lucky, kind of oblivious of things sometimes. That's totally me. A lot of times I don't get what people are talking about. I'm just like, not because I'm dumb or anything. the naiveness, you know, like not being so exposed to the world. Like, I think I share that with Alistair. I think also the idea of him struggling with being a leader, or with his individuality. You know, he's been so used to being sheltered and like part of something, and I feel the same way. In Dragon Age 2, I know I have a lot of Varric, the storyteller. I'm not exactly like Varric, but I love telling stories. I also have that sarcastic, cynical side to me. So I think a little bit of Varric and a little bit of Meryl as well. Because again, that goofy, naive thing. Meryl they bumped it up in Dragon Age 2, and I know a lot of people didn't really like that. Not exactly like Meryl, because Meryl sometimes is like so ditzy that I'm not like that. But when it comes to being goofy and stuff like that, I could be like that, and not because I choose to be. It's just that's how I come off. That's just my personality. Magic or biotics? Magic, because I love the idea of it just being natural. Biotics, there's a little bit more to it, the implants and all that, and you could like, of course you could upgrade it, and that's cool and all that. But I just like the idea of magic. I like being able to like mess with the elements. That's one thing that biotics don't have. Biotics is like energy, like dark energy. But I would love magic, like, you know, being able to manipulate, like, I don't know, water or air or something like that. That would be cool. Hi MD, hello Molda. What Witcher books have you read, and what do you think about them? He does mention that they're not all released in English, which is a shame, but they are starting to release them, I think, every year now, which is cool, because they weren't, I mean, it's been so long since the series has been out, and they're still translating. They barely translated Time of Contempt, I think it's called, like the second actual novel. Does it really take you that long? Anyways, I've read Last Wish, full thing. I've read The Blood of the Elves, and I haven't read the second one, Time of Content or whatever. Last Wish was my favorite. Blood of the Elves is really good, but Last Wish had so many epic moments. Like, those short stories were just so good. I loved them all. I mean, I really liked the one with Yennefer, like the one where they find this genie in a lamp. That one was so good. The Striga, obviously, that one's probably the most, I think, the most well-known story, and probably because it was kind of shown a little bit in The Witcher 1, the game. But the Striga one was really good. I really loved that one because that was the first story, and it really went into what it was to be a Witcher, like what it was like to be a Witcher, which I loved. Like, it went into detail of how Geralt would change and all that, and I loved that one. That was my favorite, I think, the Striga one. And then of course all those moments where Geralt encounters people just like making things up or stuff like that, where he's just like, oh, doesn't even exist. Those are obviously awesome too. But yeah, my favorite right now that has been translated is The Last Wish. Are you doing YouTube for a living, or do you have another work? I'm not doing it for a living. I do get a little bit of money on the side, which helps a lot, but it's not like my #1 source of income. I mean, first of all, I don't get enough for it to be my #1 source of income. I take care of my mom, so I do get paid by the state to do that. So that's pretty much my #1 job, is a caregiver. I take care of my mom. Who do you look up to most in your life? Probably my mom. She's just gone through so much. Her whole life has been a struggle, and she's just always been able to maintain this like positive outlook. I mean, sometimes it's hard. It is hard, and she keeps fighting. She doesn't give up. She keeps fighting no matter what, and that has pretty much made me the person that I am. Like, I look up to that so much. My dad as well, because my dad was he did the same. Like, he fought no matter what, and he always taught us to never give up and all that stuff. So, but my mom more so. She's had more of an impact on my life and has pretty much made me the person that I am. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for your questions, your topics. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these. I am currently getting my research done for the Liara Mass Effect Talks video, so that should come very soon, I'm hoping. I'm gonna try to film it tonight. So look forward to it in the next few days. Remember, I'm starting The Walking Dead Season 2 Let's Play tomorrow. I don't know if it will be up in time tomorrow because it takes a long time for me to edit and export and render and all that stuff. Usually my Let's Plays aren't out the day of release anyways, so just expect these things coming in the next few days. Have a great December countdown to MDecember, to Christmas. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.